Nobody knows what the fuck Hard Junkyard is. I'm like, who cares? This is bullshit. I'm like, this is something so Ben can get fucking heat with everybody. So yesterday, I fucked you, and I trumped the whole thing on our show. And I said, we've tallied up everything, and Chuck is so far ahead right now in votes. If any other outcome comes out, this whole thing is fucking rigged by Hamin Media.
Well, we hired Dominion to run the whole thing, Colin White.
Oh man, I fucking just kept working it, and then
master plan, the Tony Stark's cappuccino developed while your head be swelling off the nation, blinded while the ice, well, I get the confrontation, and that's the confrontation with the horror junkyard versus the NFO versus the Academy versus Suck My Balls versus who's the best horseman, who's the guest of the year. It's the year-end awards here at twitch.tv/Conspiracy Horsemen Infidels. Yalla. Rolling live tape on them. They never know. They never know when they have when these Simpson incels are trying to fucking come over the top with their retarded faggotry. Who knows?
It was a good run, folks.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, boys. Good to see you. Got dropped in today by Triple D himself, out just spreading some Christmas cheer. We might get together again tomorrow because we got a great local business that we work with. They have a Tulo Suits, and they're having a little reception, and another great local business under the Hamin Media umbrella. And as well as thanks to everyone who went out and got Birthright, Tim Alberino's book. I mean, look at this guy. Is this guy going for Stevie's title right here?
I know. Look at the body on that guy.
Come on, bro. Come on, what is he doing? Let's tone it down. You got enough kids, buddy.
Listen,
Andres, I got to give him a shout real quick because we're also going to do a tasting show tomorrow, official. But he's subscribed to the new demolition team at Hamin Media Group on Patreon, $30 tier. So I bought the Larceny whiskey. Gonna be fancy spirits from Double A Andres, and I appreciate you, bro. And we're gonna definitely dedicate that show tomorrow to you. So we're ready to get down. Go for your crown. Go ahead, GGP. Show that. You got to show that awesome, the awesome gift you got.
First off, is that the Eric Larceny? A little comic book humor for you people out there.
Dragon.
Well, yesterday I got a tremendous gift from Doc from the NFO, my co-host on the NFO podcast, Dr. Destroyer Alex Arroyo. For you guys who don't know, I do an NFO podcast, which is the new Force Order. It's a Star Wars podcast because I'm a Star Wars mark.
Great podcast, by the way.
Thank you. Just so is Horror Junkyard. The only shitty podcast that I know is the Academy, but that's another story for another time.
Wow.
Just kidding, Triple D. Just kidding. So Doc is big into toys. He collects them. He makes them, like he customizes them. So he made for Christmas for me a GGP figure, along with
this thing is fucking awesome.
Customized first edition, not the new belt, but the old Ronin belt. A customized Alpha Championship Wrestling belt. It has all the decals for my tights on it, the logos, the Greek print, the robe. It's fucking dope. He has all the pictures on there. I mean, look, he put all my pictures in the back and everything. He put all my accolades from wrestling, all the titles I won, and he put a little fucking bio over here. It's fucking pretty dope.
It's great.
And that is your G.I. Joe fucking info card.
Dude, this is awesome. Like, shout out to Dr. Destroyer Alex Arroyo. If you guys want to purchase this, it's for sale, $50,000 on eBay.
That's like the Wu-Tang album that Martin Shkreli bought right there.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's basically it. I'm glad to be here. Where's Stevie? He's not coming on tonight?
No, he's taking the night off with the wife and all that. So they're home enjoying Odin's company. He's been sending some good Odin pictures. He's been as
he has.
Cute as he can. Can we get some Odin heads in the chat room here at Twitch?
Yeah, that was ridiculous.
Well, Boswell Ben Champin's been right out and being a lover boy too lately. He just wants to hang and bang. So, but yeah, man, we've been enjoying lockdown with all of our pets and Shemp's birthday and and everything going on in GGP with his new little Padawan. He caved and got himself a dog. He said, "I've had enough of these damn kids. I'm going to get somebody who actually likes me." And he got
actually, I didn't get the dog. What happened was the dog was forced upon me.
But you love every bit of them right now.
Listen, I'm not going to deny it. It's a cute little fucking dog, and look at those Odin heads. That's awesome.
It is.
But again, the dog was forced upon me. My son fell in love with it, and you know what? It calms him down, and he does great with it, and it makes him makes everything better in the house as far as I'm concerned. Then screw it. So I gave in. You know, anything for my kids.
Yeah, man. No, he's great, dude. It definitely makes every day better. Heartnet sends me his buddies, and we got a whole little weird dog click going on. So we're doing it, man. But see, we're 53 strong here at twitch.tv/Conspiracy Horsemen. Also at youtube.com, Hamin channel. Appreciate you guys, all the producers checking in, everybody doing big things this week as we head into Christmas Friday. Just going to keep the shows rolling tomorrow. Friday's always a day off anyway. So we'll roll right through AEW. And I don't know, I might have to call in a favor for the Friday locker room, Ultra Kayfabe in the morning. So I'm going to have to reach out tonight, see what's going on. And I'm sure, Sally, you'll be going Horror Junkyard right after this as well.
No, we did it yesterday. We did Horror Junkyard yesterday, and Chuck is putting it up for Christmas.
Okay, awesome.
I'm fucking Scrooging and making them work.
Yes, he needs that money.
There's like a 4-hour smack attack that Athers did with everybody. So there's plenty of content. Oh, and there's actually Billy Ray Valentine.
Mr. AOC?
Yeah. But he did a special episode with, is it Jim Johnson, the guy who did the music for WWE? Is that? Yeah. So he breaks it down, gives some great news and behind the scenes stuff. That's going to be another special episode that he's been working on. So plenty of Christmas content for you guys when going down. So y'all, everybody, but we're going to do the headlines, talk about whatever else is on anybody's mind. Sal, you got some merch to sell?
Now this was totally fucking amazing. Fucking Kyle Rittenhouse. The family is selling free Kyle Rittenhouse merch to pay for his law law fees. Now, here's my thought. Now, the whole fact that his lawyer was for pro bono, right? I was trying to figure out what law fees, but I guess there's got to be other shit entitled. But does anybody else see this kid not going to jail at all, or is it just me?
I mean, I think he's going to go to jail, but they won't look at him. The kid who fucking shot
the rioter
with the AR-15 when he was coming out with a skateboard.
Isn't that self-defense?
Yeah, that's the whole thing. But it's people really think he's going to go to jail and see all kinds of serious time, and I kind of find it ridiculous. But I love that his parents are fucking selling merch. And that just makes that, I think that just means we have to up our game at the Horror Junkyard because we have to sell merch. And I think I'm going to go out this Christmas and shoot someone.
Listen, I think it's all Chuckle's fault. You know, it's all his fault. It started with driving a fit, and now he's not pulling his weight and producing enough quality.
Listen, again, as I've checked the Hamin media boards already, Chuck is so far ahead in producer of the year.
Yeah, but I give him that. He knows how to produce a show. Can't fucking pick a car if his life depended on it. You know what I'm saying? And then your other co-host, she's too worried about winning awards, being a little Mark, so it's okay. You call a little Marky Cat. Come here, Marky Cat.
Yeah, man.
We need to get the Rittenhouse family on PWT. That's what we need to do.
Good. Well, I mean, PWT is now splitting into AEW Elite side and then the Undershug Church indie side. So that actually, and those Slam Buddies creators reached out to me in chat today too. I had to fame, I was on air, but if I was going to do that, I don't know if you guys are interested in that. I was thinking, should we each do a run of them and have a Horseman series Slam Buddies collect all four? But I think it's like $220 because they charge $50 for setup. I just wish they had the Pro Wrestling Tees model. I hate to get them, ship them. Pro Wrestling Tees, I'm just like, yeah, there's the graphic, fucking run and gun.
There we go. Go.
I mean, like that whole shipping side of things of getting them and all that's such a pain in the tits. Like I have zero time for it. I know we can sell them, but if you guys want the Slam Buddies, let us know. 63 strong. Come over, pay an extra, I don't know, $500. I'll give you a Slam Buddy right in your fucking apartment. I don't
buy the original GGP figure right here.
Yeah,
50 grand USD. That's about 35,000 euros right here. You give me $50,000. You PayPal me. I pop it on 595 at yahoo.com. I'll sell it right to you.
I do need to get graphics for Rip Rogers' new Don't Get No Better Than That shirt. And the Hamin Media Group's been approved for Pro Wrestling Tees. So we got a lot of work to do. A lot of work ahead, man, as we go into 2021 with great opportunities to keep getting more awesome guests. I know Rohit Raju. We talked a lot about him on the Impact Attack today. One of the best breakout years of a guy who's towed the line for a long time, and then when he's given the spotlight, has killed it, and been a great crossover on the Mandalorian and NFL podcast. So
he's the man in the limo for the fourth member of the NFL.
That's it, man. I'm glad to have him, and but at the same time, they had Murder Hawk on from AEW, Lance Archer on the Academy podcast. So the lines are being drawn already.
We had Crowbar last night on.
Yeah.
He came on. We had a grand old time.
We'll see who they come back with. So it's going down, man.
Like Sal said, we actually had people from Star Wars on our show.
I am not. There's no way I'm gonna. The NFO is a complete fucking professional show from top to bottom.
Well, you're also talking 5 or 6 shows versus 50 shows in the can. You can't.
In the can doesn't matter. I'm like NFO podcast. Top to bottom, start to finish. It is a professionally done show, and it is very well done. If you haven't checked it out, you need to check it out. Also, I want to shout out to Crowbar's kid, little Nicky. Good, happy birthday to him. He just passed over. No, he didn't just pass. Please, his birthday just passed over. His birthday just passed over. So he
good kid.
Much love to Crowbar and his family. I love those guys.
We appreciate all the guests. Was kind of keeping an eye on Mrs. McAfee's Twitter. I thought John was going to be arraigned and they were going to, say if they're charging or what they're going to do extradition wise, but I haven't really seen any updates that way, dude. So wondering what's up. I heard his health was kind of getting sketchy. He's not a young buck anymore, but all the great guests we've had on Richard Gage this year, Stevie Ray was excellent as well. I thought, I don't know, what was Angry Judy or what was her name?
I don't care. I don't know. I forgot her name. Listen, what we should do? We should put out a calendar for 2021, right? Tim Alberino, 6 months. Stevie, 6 months, and sell it.
That's it.
Yeah, Alberino obviously twice this year was phenomenal, from the Machete Wars episode to, his book. One more time, you guys check it out on Amazon. Birthright. Let me get the
funny stuff. Every time
post-human apocalypse and usurps Adam's dominion on planet Earth. That's quite a fucking title, man.
Right now, that's the funny part. Like when it first came out. Now, Birthright used to be an old. It was an old D&D thing where it was about nobility, and that was the whole point of that whole campaign was birthright of your noble family. Blah blah blah. So when this came out and I heard it, I was like, I giggled myself. And sure enough, I was typing into somebody else about Birthright, and fucking the old first edition D&D shit came up for Birthright. I'm like, no, I need Tim Alberino shit. But his whole fucking title has to, it comes out. It is like this gigantic title. But you figure Alberino could pretty much, he could title anything he wants to, as long as he puts himself on the back cover. He doesn't give a fuck.
You just go to Amazon, type in Tim Alberino Birthright, and it'll come right up, you guys. I got to go through it with a pencil and circle a bunch of stuff. I'm sure that I'll have okay. And then, we'll go head to head maybe one more time here, man. Not that we're trying to, discredit or anything like that on anybody. I just always enjoy learning from great minds like that. So look forward to looking deeper into his work over the next month or so, and maybe having him back in the next quarter. So we got plenty of guest on the list. I know people were you invited Cassandra Fairbanks, GGP. I saw that. I want to try and get her. I want to try and get Harry Smith, and Val Venus is kind of like he almost was ready to come on last week, but we had Tim on, so he got faved. So there could be a lot of high level guests really quick here coming.
That's what you get, Val. That's what you fucking get. You fucking faved us for how long in the beginning? It's called a receipt, kid. I'm kidding. By the way, Sal, I just got to say, I love the background. I love the lights.
Yeah, it's great. I didn't get to see. I mean, it was all cloud cover here. So Stevie out there with the P900.
Yeah, that was hot. Those were fucking hot picks, man.
But I didn't get to see anything, here. So what I'm seeing right there behind you is more amazing than anything else.
I get the thing that the whole Christmas star thing that people are calling it's pissing me off.
Yeah,
it's not a fucking Christmas star.
Well, since 1623, that was the last time it would come through. Interesting time of change. Mayflower, obviously, what we're told in our American history, and then out comes Oak Island and throws that all to hell. So I got him. There's plenty of interesting celestial events that are world changing at a time of strange world events now. And I'm sure at that time it seemed like there probably was thinking about jumping on one of them old rickety fucking ships and let's go, boys. That's the gamble. You know what I mean? Trust in it. So I don't know, man. I saw it in China too, like incoming fucking videos of incoming meteors that I thought it was daytime, but then they burn out and it's completely dark. Like they're just huge flashes in the sky. Is there going to be another swarm of these? We're seeing celestial events we haven't seen in 400 years. Where are we, GGP? Like what's next?
Well, that's not for nothing. Hopefully the fucking meteors destroy China. This way everyone in the Democratic Party can go, woo, we're off the hook. We don't have to sell the country out now.
It's going to be so hard to get 3D printer parts. Don't say that.
Nice. I don't know, bro. I mean, that was amazing to see the meteor come into China and then hit some mountainside and
hit some nothing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it was a meteor, it could have been a UFO. We don't know. It was just a fire in the sky. It looked like a giant Hadouken from Street Fighter. You know what I mean?
Yoga fire.
So I have no idea. I have no idea what's going on. But if Jupiter does align with the moon and with Mars and Triple D, hopefully it's gonna align with Uranus because that's what he likes. You know what I'm saying?
That's where the Klingons hide.
That's right. They hide in his anus. If we are gonna get a change, I think it's well needed, well deserved. Yes, Mike slap. Now go slap yourself there, Danny. But like I said,
he's got COVID.
Good. I hope he dies. No, I'm kidding.
Look at this. Wait. Doughboy, my wife thinks I'm wrapping presents, but I'm really listening to this under the covers like the kid from the Never-Ending Story.
Portray you!
That's fucking tremendous.
No horse is dying here, kid. Sorry.
Well, Godfather, you never know. Somebody doesn't come through with a movie role or a sitcom for us soon. Somebody's gonna
right? But I'm telling you, after we put that Tim Alberino versus Stevie Richards fucking calendar out, forget it. Gay Mafia will be knocking on our door trying to get us on every fucking show. You kidding me?
Oh, I think so.
But in 2012 we had a change. This is where we are now. The Mayan calendar predicted it, saying that our lives would change, as opposed to people misreading it, thinking it was the end of the world. Maybe it's a correlation. I think it is with CERN. That's just me. With the whole Hadron Collider testing starting in 2012, affecting the frequency maybe that we're at today. That's why everyone in this world is a fucking snowflake and SJW and soy boy who's too scared to look at their own shadow. Maybe we need to go back to what we were, real men, like in the 80s and the 90s, where we could say a fucking joke and people could laugh at it and not be fucking butthurt about it. or God forbid we watch a TV show and not every race is on the show, or every gender or every sexual orientation, where people actually get offended. Oh, there wasn't enough gay camels on this show. Oh, I'm going to write on Twitter and fucking put up a big protest. Shut the fuck up, dude. Like enough's enough. So I think it's time for a change. And I hope it's changing for the better, not the worse. But we'll see. But there's something's definitely going to happen from now to the inauguration. Guaranteed in this country alone, between Trump, maybe a little martial law, who knows? Because this record just came out that the guy, what's his name, Barr, got paid $1.2 billion, $1.2 million from Dominion, and got 1.1 million of stocks in Dominion between the years of, hold on a second, 2009 and 2018. So if that is the case, of course there was no fraud to see here. Of course he's going to say that because he's getting the money's getting stuck to the gum under the table. So we'll see.
That's it, man. Big envelopes for them where they bring it in as all theater, but they've already been bought and paid for. There was the payoffs in North Carolina, which was the hottest story, which people were hitting me up because here we are at twitch.tv/Conspiracy Horsemen playing that live hip hop to drown out Michael Cole and Corey Graves as we do the SmackDown Live self-help group watch along. Obviously boosted streams because the cable companies have fucked us 8 ways to Sunday by raising the fucking costs. Well, we're not playing that game anymore, so we stream and steal through bootleg streaming sites. And
do you know why they do that though, Ben?
Because they're greedy cunts.
That's it. That is literally the answer.
Yeah.
Literally the answer is they can, and they will not stop.
Ding, yeah. Number one answer.
This is absolutely the absolute 100% truth. The only reason that they raise prices is because they can, and they know they can get away with it. There is no, the cost isn't extra. It doesn't cost them more this year than it did last year. They just decided we can use the revenue boosts, so they will up it now from. Say if you have a site, $12.95 to it can go from $12.95 to $13.25, and everybody goes, oh meh. But now multiply that times times millions, thousands, thousands and tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people. It just keeps on and on and on, and there's zero reason. The technology has not changed.
Oh,
and again. Hearing this being told as an employee at one point of them, I was floored because I thought there was going to be some super fucking secret reason. There had to be some reason why. Nope, just absolutely not.
Sheer greed, and that's what pushed them to this because people canceled their TV because they got hip to watchwrestling.la, vipbox.nu, firstrowsports.me, sportsbay.org, where somebody's streaming it from somewhere. I don't care if you're catching a fucking UK signal or whatever, and you can watch all this shit. And then you're going to third party it through StreamYard to go through Twitch to fucking, do something for the community while we're all on house arrest. And now in this fucking stimulus bill, is a pork-bellied fucking, hidden right from the fucking cable companies probably wrote it verbatim and put it through this dude in North Carolina to put in the fucking gimmick here. Let me bring up the story. God damn it.
Did you realize that that bill was 1,500 pages long, right? And they got it at 2:30, and they had to vote, I think, around 4:30 before the end of business day. No one read it.
This is not the defense authorization.
What?
This is the same move with the NDAA than when Obama signed it through and all that shit in the 11th hour at Christmas. It was fucking December 21st. I will not sign the National Defense Authorization Act. And then fucking December 30th, 11:52 gets fucking signed through, bro. Like, this is the same shit they're doing with the $600 to $2,000. Well, everyone was like, sending me this shit when it was the $600 one. And now that it's $2,000, everyone's so quick to push it through. Well, that just means you're fucking selling your integrity for $1,400 more. And that, you could do 10 years. I could do 10 years possibly in this threat against these greedy cunt cable motherfuckers who there's 5 companies who own all the cable, by the way, to fucking do that, to be able to say no more streaming of SmackDown Live while you're playing Run DMC in the background instead of fucking, sitting there attentively in the programming that we're doing, because you're stealing it. Even though you're paying for internet through our services, still, we can still hold you accountable. Are you fucking kidding me right now with these double and triple standards? There's only 100 people who are on these board of directors, and their faces are on the fucking websites.
Well, okay, so now since you're talking about this of censorship, now Netflix is now censoring movies. Okay. Prime example of Final Destination. Okay. There's the scene where the dude, where he makes this gesture of hanging himself. They cut it out of the movie. Netflix did this. Netflix cut it out of the movie despite it being an integral part of foreshadowing in the movie, because he's later hung in the shower through the grand design.
Isn't Netflix the same freaking place that had a show about suicide and making it cool?
But now they said this was the one guy said this was it wasn't offensive. He didn't use the word offensive. He said it was inconsiderate or something to that effect, and they removed that scene from the movie. So now Netflix can just do whatever the fuck they want and just chop up movies if they deem it insensitive, because it's an integral part of the movie and they cut it out.
The same people who did their own movies about murderers, right? Ted Bundy.
Don't fuck with cats.
And the same thing about the cuties, right? They put that shit on, but that's fine.
Well, that was a Sunday. That wasn't them, but they put it on. Yeah.
Yeah. So
ridiculous.
They're now able to just censor whatever the fuck they want, because
we own it. There's been a big rollover that's quiet behind the scenes of top people in Netflix in the last 2 years. Twice they've cleaned house in the upper echelon, the people they're replaced with. So who's the ones cleaning house is what I'm saying. Like, who's got the stroke to be waving these wands, the green light, anything that is an obvious agenda push, of what they're trying to do, and to hold 2 diametrically opposing thoughts in your mind at the same time. They're programming to do that as well, to kind of break people.
I get it. Yeah, man. I see it all the time. The other day I'm at the gym, I'm working out. We're done working out. I go in the locker room to get changed. I see some other dude next to me, on the maybe like 6, 7, 8, 10 feet. And guess what? Guy's getting changed to his regular clothes. The whole time he never took his mask off. It's like, guy, why are you leaving your mask on? You're taking off your clothes. You're taking off your socks. You're putting on a new pair of pants, a new T-shirt, but you're leaving your mask on in the locker room, and it's only me who's 10 feet away from you. Are you that preconditioned? Like, are you that conditioned to wear your mask all the time? It's just ridiculous. It's utter nonsense, the way people are just accustomed to being sheep.
Here we go. The new COVID-19 stimulus bill includes a line item making it illegal streaming of movies a felony. The news comes AFDA.info, AFDAH.info. The news comes amid a turbulent year for the film industry. The coronavirus wreaked havoc on both movie release plans and the productions across the globe. Theater closures led to an increased focus on VOD streaming, as many companies chose to modify release strategies for major films. Until recently, proponents of the big screen experience hoped these models would cease to exist once COVID-19 is under control. However, Warner Brothers shocked the entertainment industry with its announcement that it will apply Wonder Woman's 1984 hybrid theatrical HBO Max release strategy to all of its 2021 movies. Of course, even before the coronavirus hit, streaming platforms were a major factor in Hollywood. Services like Netflix have attracted big-name writers and stars with their promises of creative freedom. Streamers have also contributed to the mind-boggling amount of the content available, which has only increased in the last year. In that time, several streamers launched, including Disney Max, HBO Max, Apple TV, and Peacock. While each platform experienced varying degrees of success, all were undoubtedly helped by the pandemic, as audiences around the world sought a distraction and comfort in their own homes. As COVID-19 rages on in the U.S. this week, Congress passed a new stimulus aiming to pass a new stimulus bill to provide relief to those affected. However, according to the text of the bill via THR, it does include a surprising line item making it illegal streaming for commercial profit a felony. So if anybody cheers bits while we're doing that, I can do 10 years. It'll be, dude, that might be a hill worth dying on. This includes streaming movies and music, and offenders possibly facing a punishment of up to 10 years in jail. The stimulus package may be like an odd place to mention a change like this. It's fairly customary for big bills to include line items unrelated to the rest of it, with a focus on the relief portion of the bill. It's easy to sneak in minor changes. On the surface, illegal streaming seems like a smaller problem than it once was. Streaming platforms have increased the ease in the last decade. However, the sheer number of services available means the user could pay upwards of $100 a month in order to view all the available content, whatever. I mean, this is them wanting every cent. Nobody can fucking do anything illegally. We'll shut it down. Look what they did with the adpocalypse before. Look what they did with BitTorrent sites. And are they just doing the next thing, which is driving someone to create an internet part 2 and fucking where they just keep getting greedy on the one end and they just keep pushing the underground into the next thing? Is it going to be Elon Musk with free internet and enough of these fucking bastards ruling the airwaves?
If he went through what Tesla wanted, he wanted to do that free electricity gimmick,
right?
So I just wonder how long it's going to be before they go after poor Elon.
You know what they're going to say, right? He's going to be like, you want free internet? You got to get chipped in your head from Neuralink. And
listen, the mandatory free internet thing is going to be voluntary, strictly.
Yeah, exactly. Look, you know how much bullshit was passed in that bill? $70 million proposed to bring democracy to Pakistan. Why the fuck are we giving those fuckers $70 million, but we can't take that $70 million?
Stop. You know it's got nothing to do with democracy in Pakistan. What does that have to do?
It's all special interest groups and lobbying. I get it, bro. I'm not stupid.
No, but not for there. That's to protect. And who's the special interest groups and lobbyists that are interested in Pakistan? 2 groups.
Halliburton? I don't know.
Maybe if they're running mining stuff. They want mining in the mountains.
Yeah.
And then they fucking Pfizer for all the fucking heroin and opioids, bro.
Yeah, I get it.
That's why we're there. Like that's what it's for, is to go pay off fucking security forces for Blackwater that have been renamed whatever by this time, right? And fucking those guys are still over there to pay them off, and that's under the guise of spreading democracy. There's Americans there protecting heroin fields from fucking Pakistani drug dealers so Pfizer can have fucking cheap opioids to put in the oxy, then fucking pay off the doctors and run that whole fucking scam again. Whatever that's going to be in the next 10 years.
Also, saffron.
Saffron
is a huge black market item, and I know it sounds so stupid.
Oh, I know, you're right.
Is that a spice?
Yeah. What'd you say?
Is that a spice?
Yeah, it's the little yellow, it's the little yellow threads, and like a fucking thimble of it. That shit goes for like, was it $80, $100 a?
What's the other thing?
Half an ounce or some shit.
Root fucking gimmick. It grows up here naturally too. People go and find it, but it's tough to find ginseng. Fucking like that shit's fucking can get crazy, like $300 an ounce too. So, but dude, that's world's most expensive spice, they're saying, dude. But that's why we're there. It ain't no fucking here's how we say the Pledge of Allegiance, and we're gonna like bring democracy. And
no, I get that. But all I'm saying is the bill itself had hundreds of millions and millions, billions of dollars.
Sure,
first amongst all these other countries, and it's called the COVID bill. It made no fucking sense. And what do Americans get? $600. And then Trump comes out and says, "Nah, we'll give you $2,000." All right, I'll shut the fuck up now. Thank you, Mr. Trump. I'll take my $2,000.
Isn't that a fuck though? Talk about that. Everyone's like $600. Like that's fuck money. That won't even touch my rent. But like then when $2,000 is won, they're like, he's talking two up. I can do this and get that and get my. Now you're going to sell out what you were just ready to overthrow the motherfucking system because of the slap in the face. But for an extra $1,400, you'll lay out.
Bunch of whores, dude. Bunch of whores.
That's what it is, though.
That's
if I've heard once, I have heard 10 million times that $600 won't even cover my rent. Okay, great. But that it is going to be that, that extra 14. That's going to do it. That will sell your soul for.
I don't care if you live in the backwoods of fucking Bumblefuck, Kentucky, Montana, fucking the most cheapest place in the United States of America where you could live. $2,000, you can't survive on that, no matter what. I don't care. You can't. What is $2,000? $2,000 can't buy you fucking $1,000. It doesn't make any goddamn sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is $2,000 going to do? Really? What are you going to do?
Listen, man.
I'll sell you.
What it's going to do?
I get mine. I'll sell you one of my $1,000 for
$2,000. That's exact. But that's what it's going to do. You know what? And it's funny because $600 won't pay my rent. Well, we're going to give everybody $2,000 for this new bump that we're going to give everybody. Oh well, actually, I can get the PS5 now. Asshole. Yeah. what the fuck?
When you were talking to Dre Blitz, he's like, $600 won't pay my rent. That's what Dre Blitz has arrived.
This whole thing is ridiculous, bro. It's utter nonsense. You know what? Someone said something during the week, and it clicked home with me. They said, remember how everyone was saying defund the police, defund the police? Forget defund the police, defund the politicians and see what happens. How fucking things will change really quick.
I wonder if we could get
defund the media, baby.
That's
if we could work Vegas in a way where everyone could do something to get a team to throw a game and everybody knew about it on the inside. Not everybody, because then it wouldn't work, but to like get a bunch of sports teams to throw a game on one night and everyone like quadruples their check off of Vegas to like 10 grand. Because the reality is that one promo that the guy cut who was the shop owner when they were trying to do the little, and small businesses are closing because of COVID on the local news. And he was cutting the promo on them. He laid it out perfectly. He goes, based off of the money that was supposed to be put out there in the PPC loans, every family was earmarked to get $20,000 and from our taxes. And even now we're settling for $2,000, 1/10, a crumb. Again, 10% of what you put into this country. Meanwhile, fucking Israel is getting how much?
$1 billion something, I think. Whatever it was.
Yeah. So for what? Why are we propping up the Zionist nation when we are just scrambling for crumbs, bro? Like $2,000. It's like, here's what you should spend your $2,000 on: 4 rifles and about 500 rounds. And then let's go fucking meet and get the rest of our money. How about that? You want to fucking march down them? You want to get the other 18 grand? That's a fucking sound investment.
I am not disagreeing with you whatsoever. It's a shame that people hold their standards so low nowadays. All these small business owners who are crumbling, $2,000 ain't going to do a goddamn thing.
Nothing, bro.
And then you have,
two suits tomorrow, Triple D and I, and Triple D will spend the money. He's going to be up at 4 a.m, opening Dippin' Donuts. Then he's going to go do small biz goodwill. He and I, because we're all clients together as small businessmen, to prop them up. Dude, this guy has got to stock his showroom with Jack Victor suits, Ralph Lauren, at all the shit you see, the Hurt Biz. Those are like $700 to $1,400 suits, man. And imagine having that fucking overhead and just seeing them sit there, bro. Holy shit. What's $2,000? He hopes somebody comes in and drops $2,000, let alone to stock his shelves with that.
Well, it's okay because it's understandable. COVID only hits people in the small businesses, not in the large corporate businesses like Home Depot or Walmart or Target or Lowe's. You can't catch COVID in those stores. You can only catch him if you go to fucking Ding Dong Deli on Hook Creek Boulevard or fucking Bambi's on 243rd Street. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Come on, little Rosedale right there for you.
Nice.
Good shit.
Yeah.
And then you're going to be yelled at. Then you're going to get yelled at because, GGP, you're making people go outside and you shouldn't.
Oh, God forbid they go outside and get some vitamin D that might actually prevent them from catching COVID. Come
Yeah,
on.
I've been hitting the tanning booth, man, just to get
So
that extra light.
here's the thing, and I'm talking to Danny Chaz in the room. Now, Danny's got the sniffles, so he's got some COVID bullshit going on, right? Guy he says, I've been wearing a mask the whole time.
He's an idiot.
What that's the thing. What are you wearing it wrong? I goofed on him, made a joke. He said, oh, you wore it wrong. And he says, I've been wearing it the whole time. Now 3 guys in this crew has it.
Listen,
And they've all been wearing masks. They're forced to.
This is how you I swear to God, this is how you keep yourself healthy. Okay. There's certain things you should do. Number 1, eat right. I know it's harder than it actually is. Easier said than done, right? But if you eat right, it affects you tenfold. Literally, it's like changing yourself night and day, right? Number 2, exercise. Go to the gym, work out. A lot of people say, oh, I got no time. But they can go to the bar, or they can go and sit in front of the TV and binge Netflix all day. Whatever. I'm not telling you have to learn how to bench press a Buick. You know, you're not on the line for the New York Giants where you have to be able to stop someone coming at you. You know what I'm saying? Learn, you can do some squats, some sit-ups, some push-ups, some lunges, if you will.
Maybe some bands. In your house.
Get some bands, some SRF program. I mean, look at fat ass Big Ray. He lost how much weight? He looks great now,
Yeah.
For Mark.
Pops lost 130 pounds on Stevie Richards Fitness.
Yeah, him too. He looks great too. Here, take your vitamins. Get your B12. Take your Mega Man multivitamins. Whatever you want to take. Take your vitamins. From GNC, right? Whatever the fuck they're called, right? I do a shot of apple cider vinegar every fucking day.
Yeah. Woo.
Great for your metabolism. Great for your immune system. Take zinc, right?
Pea smell.
Take zinc and drink fucking, what do you call it?
Stevie Richards Sleepy Time tea. That stuff is amazing.
That club soda, the seltzer. You drink some of that and cut sodas and all that shit. Don't smoke. Take care of yourself. You won't get sick. It's that simple. Don't be eating food-like products out of a box, like Twinkies and fucking ho-hos and shit that's man-made. Eat real food. Eat fruits. Eat vegetables. Eat meat. You know what I'm saying? B12. Yeah, of course. Absolutely. Look at fucking, what's his name? Braun Strowman with his fucking B12 shots.
Well, you got to get those every day.
Look,
and D3, all the things that your body is probably lacking.
Everything they banned in the beginning of this. You can't go outside. You can't get any sun. You can't go to the gym. You can't work out, right? You have to stay indoors. So of course you're going to get sick. You got to wear a mask. So breathe in your own carbon dioxide. You know what I'm saying? For mask doesn't work. If it worked, how come this thing didn't get stopped within the first 3 months, right? They said 2 weeks. 2 weeks and everything's going to pass. Everyone just wear your mask and get locked in your house. And that's what we did. And it didn't work. And now here's the kicker. And this is where idiocracy comes into play. We have diseases. We have viruses that have been around. Viruses that have been around, the flu, whatever, for years upon years upon years. They come out with a vaccine that only works 10%. 10% for a vast amount of data and resources that they've been collecting and studying for years upon years. A new fucking disease, a new virus comes out. It's been around less than a year. But we have a vaccine that works 95%. And what happens? People believed it, which is total horseshit. And what happens? 3 people, 4 people, whatever, got the Bell's palsy. We have the nurse that passed out after taking the shot, right? And now people are coming out saying it in the Fox News. The anchor man showed the briefing where people came out and said, if you get the vaccine, you still need to wear a mask and social distance. What the fuck's the point then? And then you have a doctor saying, well, if you don't feel like wearing a mask, just get the vaccine. 2 minutes ago, the chick says if you get the vaccine, you still got to social distance to wear the mask. And then you got a third person come out and says, oh, I'm scared as shit. I'm staying in the house and I'm not doing a goddamn thing. Well, fuck me. 3 different people, 3 different point of views in one briefing. How does that make any sense?
And then you got the other jerk off who standing off camera, but on camera from another guy with no mask on, goes to step on the stage and he puts his mask on. Then he goes out.
Yeah, of course. It's all theater.
What the fuck is that?
It's political theater. And now we have this mutated UK virus. We can call it the fucking spotted dick virus if you want, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's ridiculous, bro. It's utter nonsense. The fear mongering and the propaganda that's going around with this. It's ridiculous.
Nonsense. I'm uttering nonsense. Nonsense.
UK faces mutant virus surge over Christmas. Experts warn US it's coming, mate.
Look out.
Yeah,
everyone, look out.
I'm not even going to read this bullshit because it's right out of the playbook, dude. You know, we're going to spread the global halt. So we're going to globally halt this, and it's not going to come to Canada, and we're going to there's a Pfizer sitting on 1 million doses of vaccine, but now it's a mutant strain. And how about the movie? Was it Songbird that we put out there? That was exactly that of COVID 2023. There's a new brain affecting strain along these lines. Dude, it's just time to start destroying.
With you,
like,
I'm
this is
praying
all.
for Planet X. Take us all out.
Yeah.
I think nothing is that bad. I think anyone who's getting COVID, whatever, is got the common cold. Danny Chaz says it's not that bad. Like, why are we calling it something different? Are you pissing out your ass like the flu? Like, why is this still shutting us down, man?
It's because it's advantage to those who can use it to scare us. Fear is the number one proponent to control people, right? For safety. Everything's about safety, right? But here's the deal. People go out and they buy cigarettes. There's a warning on the cigarette label saying, hey, dummy, you smoke this, you're going to get lung cancer. What happens? People don't listen, they get lung cancer. There's warnings you hear in school all the time. Don't drink alcohol. You may become an alcoholic and mess up your liver. What happens? People become alcoholics, mess up their liver. Hey, kids, don't try drugs because you know what? You'll end up in a gutter somewhere selling yourself for a dime bag. What happens? That's what happens. People who
you join ECW and you fucking die in a toilet.
You start becoming fucking whatever. But the point I'm trying to make is this, right? It's everybody their own personal decision to harm their own bodies, right? So we know the scenario that's going on right now with the virus. We understand it a lot more now than we did when it first appeared in March, when we shut down everything for the first time. If we choose not to wear a mask, that's on us. Case in point. And everyone's going, well, what about the old people? What about the senior citizens? What about them? They have we saw the mortality rate according to CDC statistics, and it was less than 1%, 0.054% of mortality rate from people 70 years old and older throughout the whole country. How come Cuomo's not in jail for allowing all those people to go back into the nursing homes?
Forget about that. That's gone already. That's already done. We can forget about that.
Look at Florida. Florida itself. Yeah. Bro, everything's open. Everything's open.
Donnie, a guy like me in Florida, I could do big things down here in Florida, Donnie.
The King's Court's open. Did you pay off the fucking cops?
Yeah, well, you're talking they want protection. Then I saw a bunch of Trump just itching to enact martial
law.
So all that was going down, but I mean, is that going to happen, Sal? Because you can't go to another Kirk Cameron caroling session, anti-mask, Christmas caroling with Kirk Cameron. Show me that smile again.
Now, see, now I've heard three different things. Well, GGP put the thing up in the chat room about Trump wanting to call it out, wanting to drop the martial law, and then I saw another article that was like he never said martial law, and then another article that said all he wants is martial law, and that caught on and it just went upwards. So now Trump has now put on the Rambo gimmick, and he's loading up his tank that he's going to ride from Mar-a-Lago and enable martial law. He's going to enact it, and it's all gonna go down from that point on.
Did you say martial law?
Isn't it funny how every time this guy gets accused of something, nothing sticks, and it ends up being exactly what he said, the complete opposite, right?
Right.
Russia. We find out the people accusing him are involved with Russia. Ukraine, whatever, same exact thing. The impeachment, horrible, nonsense. Case in point, it was all fictitious, right? Now what happens? They cheated in the elections. We saw people in Pennsylvania taking ballots underneath the tables. Nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. Now they confiscated all the Dominion machines. Now we find out all these people in the Democratic Party and in government have ties to Dominion. Biden's brother-in-law is on the board or one of the owners. But here's the kicker. Here's the kicker. Remember the Biden laptop that everyone was talking about before the election and the media was saying, nah, Guess what? The FBI now is investigating Hunter Biden for not claiming for about $400 million worth of income and the laptop itself. Oh, so the laptop now is Hunter Biden's after this guy wins the election, allegedly through the Electoral College and everything, if it stands until January 20th. Come on, man. I mean, let's call a spade a spade.
Well, did you see that? You want to even talk about another one? Everyone's got a price. That $1 Million Man's kid might do no time after ripping off 40 mil and then just taking kickbacks where he was supposed to go to fucking rehab, but he just went on another bender and didn't even go to fucking rehab when he was supposed to be fulfilling some, business obligations and shit like that, dude. Might do, and that was taken from the poorest people in Louisiana, Alabama, and Mississippi that money was earmarked for. And
they don't even know it's gone. That's fine. You're right. Come on, guys.
Money, money, money,
Yeah.
money.
Well, I mean, I don't know, man. I just think that I was telling people the other day, let's all get Democratic badges. Like, yes, and this time we need the stinking badges, right? With some lanyards. Go rob a bank, and when the police come, we can just say, "Hey, we're Democrats. We're with the Democratic. We're the DNC.
Democratic immunity."
Exactly, Democratic immunity. Perfect. Perfect.
I like that.
Remember what happened to him at the end of that movie, though?
Yeah, but the
Democratic community. Getting too old for this shit, Riggs.
They're coming out with a sequel.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's gonna be good. But look, man, I guarantee what happened was they were at a conference, they were doing something, and Trump went, "Hell, I can call martial law," and they went, "Oh, you call for martial law," and that's exactly what happened. And now it's gonna blow up, and now it's on. Well, Trump said he can call martial law at any time. All right, great, terrific.
Martial law has been called in this country.
Let it happen. Let it happen.
Yeah, but it won't be the first time. Martial law has been called 64 times in this country's history.
Right.
So if it's a 65, whatever.
Look, man, I'm just
all I want. What purpose, though? That's the interesting part of it.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you guys a question. Just if they all really gave a fuck about the country and they're worried about COVID and they're worried about everybody getting sick and oh God, let's help everybody. So why not let everybody go to Thanksgiving, go to Christmas, okay? New Year's, everybody is in a mandatory 2-week lockdown. There you go. There's your 10 days. You check it out. Are you sick? No. If you are, you go to the hospital. Then we restart the country. Click, click, on, go. Don't you think that would make more sense than this bullshit of killing every business slowly fucking choking it until it's fucking dead? Doesn't that make more sense?
It's on you because you can't be trusted to not touch your face for that amount of time. So,
if you were to say touch my fucking self, I'd be like, yeah, okay, fair.
If we just didn't touch our faces with this, all should have fucking blown over. But somebody had to keep touching their face and slapping the mic and doing all that shit. We did the fake vaccines as we saw more needles getting stabbed through shirt sleeves and plungers not being plunged this week and them clapping for top people. And then, Bell's palsy, people falling the fuck out. So,
oh my God. Yeah.
Whatever.
Stop. I'm going to do it every time we fucking mention it. I can't help it. It's like a sickness. I can't help it.
In big, that's the streamer news. Scientists find a strange signal from our closest neighboring star. Interesting. Astronomers have encountered a mystery surprisingly close to Earth. The Guardian and Scientific American have learned that Breakthrough listen astronomers using the Parkes telescope in Australia discovered a strange radio signal coming from Proxima Centauri. The star system closest to the sun. The signal occupies an oddly narrow 982 megahertz band that's unused by a human-made spacecraft, yet not possible through known natural processes. It frequently shifts up too, rather than down, like you'd expect for a planet. But don't count on this as a sign of aliens. Although Proxima Centauri does host a potentially habitable planet, the signal hasn't been detected since its initial observation between April and May 2019. Breakthrough Listen said it was still carefully investigating, and the usual signals are typically interference researchers couldn't fully explain. As it is, it's highly unlikely that the radio-capable civilization could live virtually next door without detection. Earth would have been bathed in radio signals from a planet just 4.2 light years away. The most likely explanation so far, either previously unknown source of Earth-based interference or newly discovered natural phenomenon. What? Newly discovered natural phenomenon? What could be? It's still notable. Signal analysis leads Sophia Sheik, ya Allah, said Breakthrough Listen hasn't seen a signal pass through this many of its filters used to catch interference and natural explanations. It's comparable to the WOW signal from 1977, she said.
Warcraft?
Yeah. It's at least attention getting, even though the cause is somewhat likely something other than extraterrestrial life. The eventual answer could be useful. Dude, Planet X 101 here or what, guys?
I think there's a homing beacon in the Ark of the Covenant in Oak Island. And it's beeping up to the aliens, the Anunnaki, up in Planet X. You know what I'm saying? And that's the signal. That's
individual.
One's mojo, the other mojo. They cross-mojonated, and that's what happened.
There's just more and more of, hey, look at this unexplained thing that's in between, and it's, how could it be this close to our planet without us seeing it? How many times have we heard that as the excuse of last minute? Hey, oh, by the way, on Thursday, meteor going to be closer than ever for the first time in 480 years. Oh, cool. Thanks. We just seen her. She just buzzed in.
Look, man, it's going to happen. We have disclosure, UFO disclosure by the Pentagon, by the Navy. Bigelow said years ago, they're here. We have people who worked in the Israeli government, the former prime minister, one of the prime ministers, what's his name, from Canada. They all said about all these. What?
Paul Hellyer.
They all said that they're here. We've all interacted with them. The lights over Washington, the alleged pact with Eisenhower, yada, 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 right? Area 51, this, that, the other, element 115, all these red flags. Now, do I think it may happen soon? I think for maybe Q1 of 2021, we might see some alien scenarios happening in this country.
You think the Mars illumination, this astrological lineup this week is all part of Planet X and all part of some bigger thing that plays into that as well? Do you think that plays into?
Could very well be, yeah. I don't see why not. All I know is that, we've said this before in any other scenario where we find too many coincidences and too many things that interconnect with one another, and there's 1% of truth in one thing over here, 1% of truth in one thing over there. Usually when they interconnect with one another, there's a big truth plan that's supposed to be right in front of our face, but it's being disguised so we can't see it. I personally think they're hiding all this because of the advances in medicine and technology that they've been hiding for so long, so they can rape, pillage, and plunder the middle class and the poor.
Advances like what?
Well, again, like we said this last time.
Free energy.
Remember,
0 point energy, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, if these aliens step up and they're like, oh, yeah, hey, we've been here for a while. You guys have been pretty good about keeping us quiet. We asked you to keep it low key. We also gave you guys the cancer shit. We gave you guys like the other stuff for the immortality. We also gave you that stuff for the immunity boost. Remember, did you guys get that? And they'd be like, wait, what'd you give? What'd you do? What'd you do now? Give us what? Oh, yeah, we gave that to you back in the 70s when we showed up and we did this and we did that. We gave you all this other shit. And they're like, oh, well, how come we didn't get it? Oh yeah, we gave you those water powered cars. What happened to those? You guys didn't make those yet? Like, it's all going to be, they're just going to unload the dump of all the info that they've given us or that we've retro engineered.
It would be the Klingon Stooge report.
WikiLeaks.
Right, exactly. It's exactly what it would be.
Klingon WikiLeaks, yeah. How long until that Heil Hellier shirt comes to the Horror Junkyard shop?
Well, since we are doing our merch boost for January, that may come sooner than later. I want to actually, I brought something up from coast to coast about Russia, some shit going on in Russia with UFOs.
Yeah.
Pretty interesting. So I'm gonna bin this one. I'm gonna read this. Pardon me. Ready? Yeah. So Luis Elizondo, former director of the Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program. Didn't know that existed. The secretive Pentagon unit that studied UFOs joined.
Is that ATIP?
That is ATIP, yeah.
Okay.
Yes, it is. They spoke about unclassified images that reportedly circulated amongst U.S. intelligence agencies. The photo depicting the UAP, unidentified aerial phenomenon. I guess that's the new one. It's been called just a balloon by some. However, Elizondo pointed out that it was taken from inside the cockpit of an F-18 fighter, which seems to be part of an encouraging trend for greater openness. The task force run by the Pentagon has continued, and classified briefings are provided to congressional staff. Former director of the CIA, John Brennan, recently acknowledged some of the unexplained aerial phenomena captured in the military videos are genuinely puzzling and could represent a different form of life. Regarding the so-called metamaterials, they're anomalous manufactured materials allegedly found on UFO crash sites, Elizondo noted that the researcher Jacques Vallée, I thought that was a chef, he recently confirmed that such materials are being analyzed and have unusual isotopic structure. So how does this combine with Russia? Paul Stonehill, international paranormal UFO researcher, discussed his quest to locate a mystical land as the Russian Shambhala as well. So this guy might be like a Russian Timothy Alberino.
Mm-hmm.
A number of names and locations over the centuries for Shambhala's utopian city, Mongolian converged, blah, blah, blah. Putin and other Russian presidents have mostly been silent about the UFO subject. However, through a covert academy, continue to study the subject, is what they've now revealed. Many of the seasoned independent Russian UFO investigators have passed away over the years. And he's talked about strange activity around the Baltic Sea, including a burning object crashing into the water, remaining on fire, and sinking in. And the Arctic territories in '79, where the wave of UFOs and USOs, along with huge unexplained crafts that circled Soviet submarines in the Black Sea. A gigantic underwater object was observed changing shape before vanishing. So the fate, Stonehill also delved into the mysterious 1968 death of Russian cosmonaut Yuri Gagarin and his fatal crash that may have been due to an impact with a UFO. And that is on Coast to Coast, and that's what they were covering.
Well, if he dies, he dies.
He dies. Everything they hit, they destroy.
Yes.
So this, so now again, everybody they no sell it on the media, but they have a secret academy that studies this shit. And now again, I never heard of ATIP, and I've never knew about the whole UAP, unidentified aerial projection, which phenomena. Sorry, unidentified aerial phenomena.
I haven't heard about the Shangri-La world that's there, Atlanta.
Shambhala. Now, wasn't that a song in the '70s? The Knights of Shambhala.
Really?
Like Three Dog Night did it.
Sure, if you say so.
Listen.
I'll look it up.
I don't know.
I'm
not saying you're making it up. I don't know. That's like me asking Stevie to name me a Wu-Tang song. He won't know. But look, in the Baltic Sea, there is a crashed vessel that looks like the Millennium Falcon.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That if you go over it, it has a magnetic field, and your compass and everything goes crazy, and all the electronics go dead, and people don't know what it is, and it's huge. So could it be a crashed ship? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What's the matter?
I don't know. I just looked up the Knights of Shambhala.
Shambhala.
Is it SHAMBHAALA?
SHAMBALA.
That's what I put.
Shambhala.
They came brought up another one. It says the first fucking link that comes up. I'll even show it. I don't need to fucking tell you.
What does it say? Kalima Shakti Day?
Kalima Shambhala.
Yeah, pretty much.
Does anybody
Here's
out
Gru-
there in the chat room know Three Dog Night or any of these old fucks? There was a song, right?
That's what I was looking it up for. Look at this. Look at the fucking first cocksucking thing that comes up. Of course, it's going to look shitty, right? Can you guys read that or not?
Black.
Blog of the document. Nice.
The Hot Tantric Nights, the blog of the Baphomet, one of the esoteric orders I work with, the arcane magical order of the Knights of Shambhala, a group that has its roots in tantric sex. Like first fucking link.
That's fucking crazy.
The whole kid.
Yeah, 37 custom toys on the road to Shambhala by Three Dog Night.
2013. All right, here we go. And this, so we'll be looking at this all night long while we're watching AEW. I'll be back 10 p.m. looking at the Knights of Shala Tantric Sex for all my wives for.
Was this the one that the HBO guy? What's the comedian?
Sting?
No, the comedian from HBO. He has the show. Bill Maher. Bill Maher.
He's not really a comedian.
Well, whatever. Wasn't he part of some kind of sex cult that he got caught and he's like, I'm just here to bang the chicks, whatever.
Yeah.
Is that the same thing?
Probably. That's what Sting does. Tantric sex, that he bangs Trudy for 6 hours at a clip.
What?
It's a whole thing. That's what tantric sex is.
Is that Stifler thing?
You're supposed to have this fucking 45-minute to an hour orgasm. That's what he gets his wife off on, and that's the whole bullshit.
I'll take two. I'll take two.
Smell is what you get when you eat Indian food. It's fun. Oh, everybody's fun. Oh, everybody's having fun. And then what was the thing?
Stop.
Yeah, baby.
There is a show on Netflix.
You want to talk about tantric sex? I mean, this is it right here.
Right from that, I did Stevie for about 2.5 hours. Right from that, I did Stevie for about 2.5 hours.
Oh, Russo.
There's a show on Netflix I think you would love a lot.
He got tantric on my pole, bro.
Jesus Christ, bro.
What's the show?
The Order.
Okay.
Check it out. You'll love it.
I will.
Say it again.
The Order.
The Order. It's a show on Netflix. It's only 2 seasons deep. It's really good.
I'm sorry, and also I'm sorry to steal this again. Who sent the? I have it on my phone, but otherwise, the hole at the bottom of the sea, the blue hole.
I sent
right
it
here.
Oh, I read it.
Okay, because now before we go into it, I didn't get a chance to read it, but I was really kind of like, oh shit, because there is in Weird New Jersey, years and years ago, there was a blue hole in New Jersey. Hang on, assholes in the fucking chat, relax. It's a blue hole in the bottom, and it's somewhere out. I want to say it's towards down South Jersey by Pine Barrens, where middle of the summer, it could be 1,000 fucking degrees out. You hit this spot, it's ice water. Once you get below 10 feet, it just goes to fucking ice cold water, but isn't frozen up. And there's a blue hole at the bottom of this thing, which is 40 feet down. And people have gone down and just disappeared, drowned, gone.
Is that where the Russian went when he got shot in the back of the head in The Sopranos? You think he fell in there?
But there's supposed to be a fucking, and then when you sent this, I triggered it. I was like, oh shit, I remember the blue hole from Weird New Jersey. So I wanted to get into this, and I don't know if you guys knew anything else about it because I didn't read the article, unfortunately.
I haven't, but I mean, what you're kind of describing to me sounds like a deep ground spring that goes very deep into what some believe are underwater lakes, and that kind of feeds the hollow earth theory and why they'd be that cold, especially if they're closer to the center of the earth and everything should be 50 degrees once you're below X amount. But why is this colder down below? So there is, I've had my brother's new camp, where we're doing some heavy radical training. That the well there, when the water comes out of the ground crystal clear, it is cold as a motherfucker, and it don't matter if it's summertime or where it's going all the time, just the pressure. So it's interesting that it could be that, and you could get caught in some type of undertow from a strong, if you were to go down there, let me follow where this goes, and there is an actual opening, where does that lead? Unless they swam into it with, pressurized air tanks on there, you could easily get sucked into a reverse whirlpool or something along those lines and keep you underwater that way. Sure, I believe that fully. And those kind of anomalies are incredible. I got the story here. You want me to run it down?
Yeah, please do.
Okay, scientists set to explore a deep blue hole at the bottom of the ocean. Next month, scientists will enter the green banana, quote unquote, a 425-foot deep sinkhole in the Floridian seafloor that may contain hidden secrets, including a novel microbial life. Scientists are gearing up to dive into this deep, dark blue hole, a rare type of sinkhole in the bottom of the ocean off the coast of Florida next month. The research expedition into Green Banana, Go Banana, the name of the hole, will reveal new insight about the otherworldly claims in the seafloor, such as the nature of the inhabitants and their potential relationship to the groundwater aquifers. It follows the expedition of the 2019 that probed the depths of the blue hole called Amber Jack. Quote, this will be the first time that we get to characterize Green Banana, so we are very eager to see how the hole might compare chemically and biologically to Amberjack, said expeditionary member Emily Hall, a staff scientist and program manager at Moat Marine Laboratory, in an email. Quote, it's a different shape and it's deeper, so we aren't sure what we'll find, she added. That's one of the great things of exploration. It'll all be new and exciting. Blue holes are found around the world and can extend nearly 1,000 feet deep, which is the approximate depth of Dragon Hole in South China Sea. Needless to say, diving into these gaping undersea voids can be extremely dangerous. In fact, the Red Sea Blue Hole in Egypt is among the deadliest diving sites in the world. That said, these holes are unique, biodiverse for inhabitants, and that may contain corals, mollusks, and sea turtles, or even sharks at any given time and point. They also provide a nourishment to the adjacent ecosystem, earning them a reputation of oases for the sea and making them tantalizing destinations for scientific research and tantric sex. I added that last part, but under the sea. And then another underwater thing that we traded around was in Lake Michigan. This story's been around for a minute, and I want to actually get the professor on, but a possible Stonehenge structure that they found in Lake Michigan on the floor of Lake Michigan. So some strange anomalies where we don't even have, most of the Amazon and Congo uncovered for ancient theory, but here we're finding on the bottom of our oceans very strange things that go against the laws of physics or the story we've been told throughout time.
I don't know, like that's just again, that me and 37 Customs was talking the oceans below the ocean sort of thing. It's like the sewers under the sewers. You had the stuff built on top of the other stuff, and what if that's the mode of travel? That's the U.S. And without going into an entire hollow Earth theory,
sure.
What if it's just sections, gigantic sections and they could travel unseen? Just even under the water, you can go unseen. But even you want to look through radar, sonar, whatever else, you hit the bottom of the floor. That's it, and then you know what I mean. I don't know. It opens up a whole other fucking world on that one.
Not to Jar Jar Binks it, but I think about these fantasy worlds, but like, how about everything? Oh, it's prehistoric and it's gone. When boom, there's fucking Megalodon sitting in the fucking crater down there. You know what I mean? And he don't have to leave because he lives in 1,000-mile fucking crater under the ocean and can fucking go through and eat whatever he wants if it's a oasis for animals.
What about how they do? These have the elephant graveyards where they know they're going to die and they disappear. And they say, well, why haven't we found any bodies? What if they can go down deeper? What if they can go somewhere where they know they're going to die and they're going to go past that way? You know what I mean? So There's a lot of. I feel like there's just a lot of.
Well, I mean, now that I live wrestler, it could be at work, but I doubt it. I was at the tar pits where they build the whole museum around them, and it's just years upon years of science interns with a toothbrush scrubbing a fucking bone with dust to get it off it. Like that's their whole day, 8 hours a day with a fucking toothbrush, earning credits, slowly getting these fossils out of a massive tar pit like that.
Did they
ahead.
find any coconut fibers in the tar pit?
Probably not. They found a lot of dead animals, like
it's so good.
saber-toothed tigers and shit like that were all in there, which is
and Atreyu's horse.
Nice.
Oh,
Nice.
That made me sad. No, I'm sad.
It was sad, but a great movie. But
man.
hey, man, look, it's not far-fetched to believe this hollow earth theory. We don't know. Admiral Byrd allegedly saw an opening on both sides of the poles, right?
Right.
We don't know. We don't know what's on Antarctica and the South Pole because we're not allowed to go there. Right? The only treaty that's never been broken, maybe for our own safety, because if we do go there, it's a breach of the treaty, and then who knows? Maybe there's giants underneath the earth. You know, maybe that's where they were casted to, the sons of the Nephilim, or whatever the case may be. The Nephilim themselves, right? Whatever.
There's still reports of Nephilim in Afghanistan.
So we don't know. And as far as the ocean goes, we know more about space, which is virtually nothing, than we do the oceans. I think we can't even find the bottom of the ocean. We can't go that deep because of the pressure. So who knows? Who knows if there is an Atlantis in like a Submariner, an Aquaman living down there, or whatever the case may be. Who knows? There's been multiple reports of seeing flying saucers that's going into the ocean and
USOs,
submerging from the USOs.
Yeah.
You know, not USOs, but USOs.
What
know? But yeah, I mean, we don't know. I did see the TLC pay-per-view. I thought it was actually good, minus the burning of the dummy at the end. But whatever.
Yeah, well, there's a couple dummies who got to get burned over there for anything to turn around. there's a lot. They're in their own way. As I got hit up 15 times a day for the lead writer position, where they posted it again within 3 weeks of posting it the last time. Quick turnarounds. That's probably how long I'd have it too before I got fired. Sally, what is it was going to be smart, but I can't think of it. Your fucking favorite author,
Lovecraft.
Lovecraft. Have to say about this. I mean,
but the Arctic Circle, man.
Yeah, this seems like his alley. You know,
yeah, Mountains of Madness. Look at that. That was, they had the expedition from Arkham. They went out and they found the fucking 6-foot albino penguins. They were blind albino penguins that were in these caves, in the peaks, and these guys were out in there. And they found the other elder things that were using machines and all kinds of shit buried underneath there, that they were surviving in the ice and they were surviving in all that. And it just didn't affect them. They were surviving. If you can survive in space, you can survive in our bullshit ice. You know what I mean? Like the freezing of space is nothing. But it's always been a thing where the Arctic, since it's unexplored, it is rife for any kind of a writer, any kind of person who wants to, you want to imagine something. It's easy because we can't say no. Because you know what? When the fuck were you in the Arctic? What do you know? So you say, oh, this happened in the Arctic. Well, that couldn't happen. How do you know? How the fuck do you know?
And any animal that needs to survive there is going to have some type of strange resiliency.
Right. Well, look at back in the day, they used to talk about Africa in the jungles of Africa. Oh, the jungles were so dark and scary. Anything could live in there. Giant apes, big fucking lizards and dinosaurs and all kinds of shit, until people started exploring Africa. And they were like, oh, look, it's tribes of people and normal animals. Cool. And now they were like, fuck it, let's go somewhere where nobody's explored again. And then they explored that area. The only place they haven't done it is the place we're not allowed to go because of the treaties and everything else. So now you can, well, this guy can go anywhere the fuck he wants. But that's the whole thing. They're just going to say, Fuck, okay, well, what about the Arctic? Well, that can't happen up there. How the fuck do you know? Well, I read it on the internet. I Googled it. Oh, cool. Good for you.
Oh, I love it, Sally. As we start to bring it home here, BBC publishes cringe guide for talking to conspiracy theorist relatives at Christmas. You ready for this one? The BBC, big cock corporation, is a bastion and all that is proper and right, has published a handy Christmas guide for how to talk down to relatives who believe in nasty conspiracy theories, and it's a huge sack full of cringe. The Prime Minister, Boris Johnson, effectively canceled Christmas for a third of the UK and is now threatening to lock down the entire country on Boxing Day. That's the day after Christmas, where you punch your wife out and shit. It's an old family tradition. This is not enough for the woke state broadcaster, however, which clearly feels its need to instruct Brits NPCs on how to debunk the dangerous disinformation being spread by their unmutual uncles and disharmonious descendants. How should you talk to friends and relatives who believe in conspiracy? The BBC headline reads, quote, you're dreading the moment as your uncle passes the roast potatoes. He casually mentions that the coronavirus vaccine will be used to inject microchips into our bodies to track us. The, quote, 5-point guide outlines, adding, or maybe that it's a point when a friend, after a couple of pints, starts talking about how COVID-19 doesn't exist. Or when pudding is ruined as a long-lost cousin starts spinning lurid tales about QAnon and elite Satanists eating babies. Cringe. So what does one do in this horrible situation? Oh, mighty wise and BBC Big Brother, keep calm. Don't be dismissive. Encourage critical thinking. Ask questions, but don't expect immediate results. So don't immediately shut them down as a dangerous conspiracy theorist who's spreading fake news. Just retain that thought in your head while you're deeply patronizing them with your received BBC-approved spoon-fed opinion.
Yeah.
Propaganda personified right there.
Here we go. Next tip. Quote, people who believe conspiracy theorists often say, I do my own research. Well, how dare they believe something that's not published by the BBC? Quote, the problem is that their research tends to be consistent with watching fringe YouTube videos, following random people on Facebook, and cherry-picking evidence from biased Twitter accounts. So we take their social media accounts away, right then? Quote, your aim is not to make them less curious or skeptical, but to change what they're curious about or skeptical of. Quote, focus on those who are pushing these ideas and what they might be getting, says Claire Ward. For instance, financial gain by selling health supplements or reputational gain in building a following. Conspiracy theories tend to be simple, powerful stories that explain the world. Reality is a complex and mess, which is a lot harder for our brains to process. Boy, I just wish I hope I get to be as smart as them someday so my brain can process these simple truths that are messy, but I just have to keep justifying them with crazy stories in my head that get proven right over and over again.
Scott Summers, in 10 years, it'll be, if you have someone like this in your family, please call this number and report in.
They're shutting down travel within even the counties there. And what are they going to do? It's all mind games. Athers can't go to his mom's. I go, why can't you? What are they going to do, Athers? The guy in the wheelchair, they're going to kick the shit out of him and arrest him? Are they really going to fuck over?
He'll be the guy they make the example out of because they can.
I say the Henry David Thoreau, civil disobedience, Gandhi, civil disobedience. There's never been a better time to spit in the face of complete authoritarianism and do the simple traditional things that they say, no, don't do it because of fear, reason, X.
Did you see, again, I think we mentioned it last week, what they did at Harrods.
Yeah.
They fucking all showed up. And
well, that was Kirk Cameron too. I mean, Kirk Cameron's got show me that smile again. And he was there. Boner made the fucking thing. It was great.
Boner's dead.
No place to love, living or you're crying.
You know that was Alan Thicke singing that?
It was it? He is thick. He's goddamn thick.
But yeah, the all those people, they had it right, man. They just showed up and were like, "Go fuck yourself. What are you gonna do?" And what did they do? They arrested 4 people. 4 people.
Well, they don't have guns there.
So. Well, that's what I'm saying. So they would have went after others. they would have fucking got him.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that would really be booked there. But yeah, dude, this is what they're trying to do to even separate you when you do get together in your own home. When you do go, when you're not whipped enough to stay at home on their stay-at-home order, when you still have to interact with people who might talk truth to you, make sure you toe the official line of the fucking propaganda state and don't open your mind up to any outside thoughts from people of your own bloodline who you should trust more than the fucking corporate programming who's sending you this message.
The same people that told you Building 7 has come down when it didn't come down, it was over the reporter's shoulder.
Yeah. Same squad. Trust them, man. Oh shit. I think we're about there, guys, to wrap it up. We'll see. We get a guest next week. If not, we'll run down best of. I'm sure there'll be some crazy shit as this pork bellied whatever they want to slide through with the fucking payday is going to get people even more and more hot. Day after Christmas, they're going to want their money to fucking start paying those big bills that they just ran up to try and save face and keep up with the Joneses. How many families went into ruin in this last week? You know what I mean? Like really, really ruined because they're waiting on a promise that is 600 or 2,000. Either way, it's just short money. You know, it's a Band-Aid on a broken leg, and winter isn't coming, Jon Snow. Winter is here, and a lot of little squirrels don't have any nuts packed away to make it all the way till March, when they lock us down again with the next big fear tactic until they have to let us out in June for whatever riotous reasons they want to control their BLM, fucking Antifa, whatever they're going to rebrand it and rename it for the next fucking 6 to 8 months, man. I don't know. Will martial law be here, guys? One last round.
I have no idea. But I do know one thing. If you people think this is free money, then you're dumber than you look, because sooner or later, we're going to have to pay it through our taxes to pay it back.
Yeah.
And it's also devaluing the currency and making the dollar weaker. And guess what? Something that costs $3 today is going to cost $9 5 years from now. So you want to, and on top of that, you people are complaining you want $15 minimum wage. Go to McDonald's and go buy a hamburger for $18 now because of it, and see if you guys can actually make a living. Yeah, it's ridiculous. People don't realize that nothing in this world is free because of the way the system is set up. But that's another long-ass show for another time.
And what's going down for Christmas episode of New Force Order? Did you see the Jub Jub song I sent to you? The guy playing it on guitar?
Jub Jub song.
You didn't hear that? You didn't hear the fucking song I sent to the New Force Order? What they sing at the end of fucking
Yub Nub.
Yeah, Yub Nub. I don't know what the fuck.
Yeah, that was cool. I'm still on a high, dude, from the season finale of Mandalorian.
So good.
I told me to be chicken, Gnup da flingo, yawa, icha yawa.
That's how you get pussy.
It's got the translations of it. It's a pretty decent little song. Once it's all there.
Was that Tim Alberino?
The guy looks like me, actually.
Let's put that over there. That's Tim Alberino.
It is. You can do it. You can do it. But yeah, Daddy, you got bicycles and trampolines to put together, some other shit, and some dogs to walk, and fucking all that going down, man.
I gotta yell at the dog for stop nibbling on my arm or my toes because his thing is Steven. His little bastard Steven.
You got about 2 years of that, buddy.
You know, I mean, he's a cute little dog to look at, but you know, it's cold. Like I took him outside before the show. He walked out. Like I picked him up because he can't go down the stairs. He's scared.
Yeah.
I picked him up. I put him down. He looked at me like, motherfucker, what are you?
fuck are you doing?
And he ran right back inside. I was like, all right.
Well,
I guess we
right
ain't
now,
doing anything.
look in your good room right there and all your favorite shit that's about waist high.
Yeah.
And a way to put it up higher because you're gonna
Bro,
lose.
yeah, he's not allowed down in the basement. He can't come down
until he gets a hold of that new Alex Arroyo special.
I kill him. I call up the Chinese food restaurant and be like, yo, I got special number 17 meat right here.
Oh man, well, I voted for you, GGP, for Horseman of the Year over there.
Me too.
Discussion
Thank you guys. I didn't even do anything because I didn't pay no mind to it. I just been crazy running around doing everything for life, and I'll go on there and I'll vote for Horror Junkyard and I'll vote for everything. You know what I'm saying? I won't vote for the Mark. What's her name? The cat, Catty Kate. she don't get my vote. I rather vote for her.
Oh, Catty Cake, baby.
And the Academy, they get nothing. John Enright and Triple D can lather themselves up with the Zordos olive oil and play naked Twister to Spock and to Kirk singing all night long.
Now there's a show.
Yeah, there you go. You think Enright and or better yet, you think Triple D yells out "Con" every time Enright sticks him with a Dippin' Donut in his blue hole, in his green banana blue hole.
I think they're playing "Beam Me Up, Scotty" all night.
There we go. I mean, put it this way: how do you let the Chinese guy drive the ship? How does that make sense?
I don't know.
It's
How does
Sulu. Come
be
on.
the one who's driving the ship?
Oh my.
Oh my.
Oh my.
I kid. Everybody, happy holidays, man. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's. Everyone be safe and always question what you see and what you hear.
Yeah, absolutely, man. A lot of good stories this week on the mythic, the space, and unfortunately on the Civil War front. Sally, you're off tonight, man. I hope you enjoy your trip through the Stargate there, wherever you're going to hang out for Christmas.
We're going right after this. We're going on for Chuck's stream. He's going to I think he's going back into Doom World. I believe so.
Okay.
There's no night off around here, kid.
I asked you earlier if you were streaming. You said no. Fuck you, Hamin.
I thought you meant the Hard Junkyard because we did that yesterday.
Oh no,
I just recorded it yesterday,
and
and because we love everybody, our Warhawks, our faithful motherfuckers who show up all the time. Chuck is going to work, and I Bob Cratchit his ass, and he's gonna put that shit out because he loves you guys for Christmas. So you have something to listen to when you're contemplating killing yourself. Because you have to listen to your fucking schmuck brother-in-law talk about whatever kind of bullshit he's doing at work that you don't give a fuck about, or your mom telling everybody what an awesome sister you have, but you're a piece of shit. And you listen to these fucking awful podcasts, and you can go somewhere and then sit in the closet and listen to the podcast. And when it's done, then you fucking 86 yourself. Call it a day.
And apparently 17 of them did because we were 80 strong at one point and we're at 63. So 17 bodies hit the floor as we start to wrap it up and bring it home. We appreciate you guys taking all that grandma money and going to prowrestlingtees.com/Greek God Pop It On /SEG shirt /Stevie Richard /Ben Hamin. Great art over there from Eric Kent, our own Greg Mosier, Garbex Edge. Just awesome artist, all hands on deck. We're getting things ready for 2021 launches for Stevie Ray brand. Rip Rogers podcast is up. I'm going to cut another teaser out of last week's to give 15 minutes of that for free. And yeah, man, like I said, Billy Ray Valentine's special episode. Jim Johnson, WWE music producer, that's going to be up too, as well as Old Athers and Money MacGyver with a 4-hour Smack Attack special for Hamin Media Christmas. So go over there and vote for everything we got going on. Be in the Discord and hanging out. Holiday cheer, tearing it up, you guys. We're just going to be kicking it digital lifestyle Christmas together as we are in this prison planet. You ain't going nowhere. There ain't no shows, infidels, except for the ones here. Go ahead, GGP.
I got an idea for a shirt for Horror Junkyard. You can have two aliens on a spaceship like coming down to Earth, and they see a picture of someone driving a Honda Fit, and they can say to each other saying, oh, they're definitely not ready for us. We got to go back.
Oh, man.
And the other guy says, I wouldn't vote for her either. And then they fucking take off. But yeah, if it doesn't matter because this is the only place where your votes actually do matter and are tallied. And I'll throw them out and do what I want at the end of the day anyway, without any martial law. Inshallah, it's the Conspiracy Horsemen. Miss you, big brother Stevie Cool, but we got sexy Tim Alberino to make up for it. Yallah. Oh.